CBD is one type of publicly issued digital dollar. It would be backed and regulated by the Federal Reserve and have the full faith and support of the US government. This could be used as an alternative to current payment methods and have benefits such as instant payment settlement, a way for people to send and receive money across borders, and more people having access to money. More than 130 countries are looking into making their own digital currencies backed by the government. China, Italia, Saudi Arabia, and India have already started test programs, and a digital euro pilot could start as early as 2028. In the meantime, the US is still a long way behind, even though more and more information is coming out about the features of digital currency. These words are part of it's clear that the US Congress has given the go-ahead for XRP to be used in American transactions. This isn't just for banks and other financial institutions. It's a global endorsement, especially from the US Federal Reserve, to use XRP for both domestic and international transactions. Why is this important? The US Congress knows that countries like Brazil, India, China, and others are working with Ripple to create their own digital currencies for their central bank. The US doesn't even want to be left out of this trend, so they're partnering with Ripple. As always, welcome back to HelpCoin, your one-stop shop for all things BRICS and XRP. World's China, Brazil, Russia, China, and South Africa work together to create a digital currency that can be used by both countries. The US is also planning to do something similar. There were talks between Ripple and the US Federal Reserve about CBDCs as early as 2015. This historical context shows that Ripple and the US worked together behind the scenes, even though they were in public disputes with the SEC. This cooperation was a strong sign that Ripple would win the SEC lawsuit. Remember when Ripple pitched the FedNAB payment system to the Federal Reserve in 2015? While the Fed's official release of the system didn't give credit to Ripple, a closer look shows that the Federal Reserve mentioned a possible partnership with a blockchain company that can make payments quick and easy. Transactions take only 3 to 5 seconds. Gary Gensler has always talked about how the US Federal Reserve could use Ripple even before he became president, and while the SEC was suing Ripple. Gensler was sure that the Federal Reserve would add XRP and Ripple to their payment system so that it could be used for both domestic and foreign transactions. Now let's look at what's been going on lately. As of today, Riverbank, a well-known Ripple payment partner that uses the Ripplet system, is now officially a part of the FedNet payment system. To explain further, Riverbank is not only a bank, it's also a payment provider that uses Riplet's XCurrent and XRapid systems. With Riverbank's integration into FedNet, it's clear that XRapid, XCurrent, and Riplet, all which are based on XRP, will play a part. This means that the FedNet payment system is ready to use XRP for its liquidity needs in cross-border transactions. As a result, we can expect XRP's value to rise. If you're reading this and hold XRP, this is good news for your investment. The fact that XRP is becoming a part of mainstream financial systems is more than just a nod to the cryptocurrency's potential. It's a sign of how global finance is changing as traditional banks realize how efficient, fast, and cheap it is. We're seeing a paradigm shift because of how well blockchain technologies like Ripple's work. Gary Gensler's support and the actions taken by banks like Riverbank are just the tip of the iceberg. As more financial institutions learn about and use the power of XRP and similar technologies, the ripple effect will be felt throughout the industry. Before we go any further, I have great news for my viewers. I'm giving away XRP. To enter, just do these 3 easy things. Click the like button on this movie, click the subscribe button, turn on alerts, and share this video with your network. I'll be checking to see if these steps were taken when I pick the winner, so good luck to everyone. Well, let's get back to the topic at hand. XRP's value and growing importance. We've already talked about the US Federal Reserve's interest in it and the US as a whole's desire to adopt it. But the US isn't the only country that sees XRP's potential. The BRICS nations and even the European Union with its digital euro project are looking into its capabilities. For a more in-depth look at how XRP is being used at Europe's digital euro project and the BRICS nations CBDC, Click here to check out our movies that are just about those topics and restate our main point. The US isn't just interested in XRP as a possible CBDC, which we talked about in another video. They also want to use it for smooth activities across borders. This isn't just for CBDCs, it affects both domestic and foreign financial transactions. Let's look at what this means for XRP's value in the future. As more big financial institutions like the US Federal Reserve start to use XRP, its value will change. A cryptocurrency's value is largely based on how useful it is. For example, when a digital asset like XRP is added to large-scale financial systems, it's not just the transactional benefits it provides, it's also the long-term trust and trustworthiness it provides. The world's financial scene is changing quickly. Digital transactions are quickly becoming the rule, and demand for quick, low-cost, cross-border payments increasing. The role of cryptocurrencies, especially ones that have already been used like XRP, becomes very important. The support of major countries and financial institutions can help push XRP into a league of its own for investors and fans. This is a very important time. Given its current support and integrations, XRP seems to be headed for a bright future. However, as with any investment, it's important to stay up to date, keep an eye on developments, and make choices based on thorough research. Is it possible for XRP to skyrocket to $10,000, 0 cents? This is a question that's been going around in the crypto world, and we'll get to it soon. It's important to note that as the world of crypto grows, digital currencies are now used in over 130 countries. Multinational organizations, mostly from North American countries, are adding to the XRP ledger. XRP is often mentioned as a front runner, so how much could XRP be worth? Theories range from $10,000 to 0 cents to an amazing $35,000, 0 cents. This is because it could play a big part in the global CBDC, central banks' digital currency operations. Coming as countries move toward using XRP for international payments, it could become a middle-level currency that is accepted everywhere. The managing director at Vill Hill Capital stressed this point. If XRP is accepted as a middle-level currency around the world, a lot of money would flow through it. Even though there is a lot of XRP available, the high demand could push its price up, putting it in the $10,000, 0 cents to $35,000, 0 cents range. These are the price predictions and ranges that experts and fans are eagerly awaiting for XRP. Please keep in mind that I'm not a licensed financial advisor and that the information in these videos is only meant to be entertaining. Before making any financial choices, I always tell my viewers to do their own research and talk to professionals. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, make sure you turn on the alerts to be the first to know when I post new videos. I look forward to seeing you in the coming soon video. Watch out.